Hello all and welcome back to another wonderful video. Today I'm here in Ponytown and everything like that to discuss the Ponytown staff. Now before we get into that, I do want to mention that this video is very unstructured, no script, nothing, just off the top of my head and some notes here of things to discuss. So it's going to be a little bit unstructured and I do apologize in advance for that, but let's just go ahead and get into this and just kind of talk about it and everything like that. What I want to talk about is the lack of communication, so to speak, and a little bit of smaller issues and stuff like that with the Ponytown staff. I think the best place to start with this is to just look at the Ponytown Twitter. So I'll go ahead and put that up on screen now. Here it is. Here is their official Ponytown Twitter. We know this because it is the Twitter that they actually link in the game. Every now and again, they have a link at the top next to the Patreon thing and everything like that. This is where that would lead you to. So this is, of course, the actual official Twitter account for Ponytown. Now, looking at this, you can see how the most previous tweet they gave out was October 20th. That is quite a while ago. That is it's about 20 days ago. So we have a long time since then till now for them to tweet anything. And sure, that's not exactly the biggest deal, but there is things that they could be tweeting about, things that they could be letting us know, different things like that. Right now, the most previous thing they talked about was the leaderboard and how that you can compete in collecting candies to get on the leaderboard, and that there's a global top 10, yada yada yada, things like that. What they haven't done, however, is tweet about hey, the leaderboard is now closed, Halloween is over, you can't collect candy, this, that, or whatever. They're not really doing anything about mentioning what's going on in the game currently. There's no update on the game. Obviously there's updates here's the latest update or whatever like that. Actually, they haven't even done that because obviously they've had updates recently, obviously bug fixes and stuff like that. Nothing really noteworthy to talk about, I admit, but there is a couple things in the latest update that they could talk about. Maybe not the latest update, because the latest update was just bug fixes, but the update before that, they added this Kason person to the moderation team. Where is the tweet about this? Where is the notifications about this? Where is the messages about the fact that they have a new moderator on their team? What's going on with that? How long has he been there? What is his goal? What is he doing? Is he just another staff member? What does he do? Is he going to focus on one language like Lance and Mads, I believe their name is? What is exactly they're going to do? And scrolling through this, I don't actually remember if they ever even mentioned a new moderator team before. Yeah, I genuinely don't see anything where they're like, hey, we have a new person that's moderating, yada 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 yada. They haven't tweeted about their other previous mod changes, staff changes, or whatever you want to call it. Which those previous staff changes before this case in person was, of course, Lance and Mads. Yes, Mads, that was their name. I was correct. And of course, recently they added Kason. They didn't hint at it. They didn't message about it. They didn't talk about it at all. And this is something that's very important for them to let the community know. They need to let the community know that, hey, we have more staff now. We have more moderators now. If you have issues, here's who you can message. Here's how you can contact them. It's on the contact page now. Just a small thing there that we wanted to let you guys know because, obviously this is something important for us to, let you know, because now there's more ways to report players because there's a new person that you can report it to. But the problem here is the Lance person and the Mads person, they focus on very specific servers and languages. For example, Mads focuses on Russian and the Russian servers. Lance focuses on the Portuguese, Spanish server and those languages and stuff, and those types of reports. Meanwhile, we don't know at all who this Kason person, what languages they're focusing on, what servers they're focusing on. Same thing for Minnow, but Minnow's been there forever, so obviously he's just overall handling more or less everything. But the point is, there's no direct message for that. There's no indication of who should I message when I have this specific situation. If I'm Russian, do I message Minnow? Do I message Kason? Do I message Lance? Or do I message Mads? Me, as a Russian, if I was Russian, would not know who to message because there is no official answer to who to talk to directly. Obviously, some of you probably know that it's Mads or Kason or something like that because of whatever reason, but literally looking at their about page, it's literally not listed anywhere, and I'm not going to say that Lance is going to ignore English ones or Mads is going to ignore, other English ones or Spanish ones or whatever like that. But they're very obviously there to focus on the Russian and Spanish ones respectively. So that being said, me as an English speaker, I only have Minnow to really go to. Obviously, I can go to Mads or Lance or Kaysen or whatever like that, but I know for a fact that Minnow is English and they're going to understand me the most. Obviously, I can't say for sure how, adept Mads or Lance is at English, and this isn't to knock them down or anything like that. I'm sure they're great. I'm sure they're doing excellent as mods, and I'm sure they've handled plenty of English, situations with moderation and everything like that, but there's no clear indication on what they're focusing on. And I know for a fact that Mads is focusing on Russian and Lance is focusing on Spanish. There needs to be a direct thing that, Ponytown says that, hey, if you speak these languages, talk to these two people for these reasons. Obviously, you can talk to them no matter what, but it's important that, you realize that, hey, this person is, focusing on this side of things. This isn't to say that they won't help you if you're, obviously speaking a different language or you're in a different server or something like that, but it is to say that these are the places they're focusing on. These are the places that they're the most familiar with, and these are the languages they're the most familiar with. As well, it makes sense for them to mention, because if I'm a purely Russian-speaking person and I know absolutely no English or anything at all, I don't know to go to Mads. I don't know to go to Kaysen because I'm Russian. All of this is written in English. There's no direct link correlation between Mads and Russian at all, other than the fact that you probably know Mads or something like that, or you may have seen them before on the Russian server or something like that. There's no clear indication of what to do if I'm a Russian-speaking person and I need to report something like that and I can't speak English. I think that's something they need to do. I think that's something that they could tweet about. Maybe talk about on their subreddit where they're talking about like, hey, this is what you can do to report players. There's no official place you can go to look for reporting and stuff like that. How do you report players? Well, I know, but most people don't, because there's no official place to see that information. That needs to be very clear and obvious of how to do it. If you look at the About page, it doesn't tell you how to actually report someone. It just says, please see our help page if you have questions or technical issues, and for everything else, message these people or send us an email at this email address. It doesn't say anything about oh, you can hide them and then message these people saying hey, this happened or whatever like that. It doesn't say anything. It just says a very vague thing. And again, it's in English. I imagine there's probably some kind of automatic translation thing or something like that I'm unaware of. But again, it's not clear how to report players, and that's something that they need to work on as well. I think, honestly, a report button would be useful. It would automatically tell the moderators, hey, this person is being reported. They would no longer have to go through the complicated process of downloading Discord, setting up an account in Discord, finding these Discord tags and messaging these people, and then waiting without an answer or anything like that. If you have a report system, it can be as easy as clicking on a player, give you some kind of prompt to type in a message being like, hey, this happened or whatever like that. It can be sent off, and then the moderators would be able to see it through some sort of panel or something like that, some kind of mod panel perhaps or something like that. They can check it out, they can click on it, they can see the information that was provided, then they can message that person if they have to. They can do all kinds of different things like that, and potentially go through the previous message history and things like that and figure out what to do, and obviously, do moderating and stuff like that. Ban the person if they need to be banned, kick the person if they need to be banned or kicked or whatever like that, or do nothing and tell the person that reported it nothing can be done because this or that. There needs to be a way better system for moderating and reporting players, because right now there's essentially no real way to do it, especially considering that there's no official stated way of how to report players. Obviously there's a way to do it. You can click the card or check out my channel to see that, because I've made a video on how to report players before. But the point is, this is a huge thing that Ponytown needs to work on and focus on, because there's issues. This would help a lot because it would make it a lot easier for the moderation team to just have a list of things instead of having to go through the Discord and just go to person after person after person and be like, oh, did I check this one already? Yada, 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 this, that. I imagine using their Discord as moderation is very annoying, because they obviously are going to want to talk to friends on Discord. They're obviously going to want to talk to, servers and stuff like that on Discord. And having hundreds of people message them directly on Discord is obviously going to fill up a lot of space in their, Discord history and things like that. And it's going to make it a little bit harder harder to find the people they want to talk to. So, friend-wise. So there's definitely a way to implement this to make it much better, and it's something that they need to make one of their top priorities, because right now, obviously, reporting and things like that is not in a good place right now, and it needs to be worked on and it needs to be fixed. But yeah, that's really all I really have to say for now. I'm going to be splitting this into a second part. I have like almost 20 to 30 more minutes of footage left over talking about other issues and things like that that need to be addressed, and things that need to change in Ponytown for it to just grow as a game and overall get better and become better for the community as well as Ponytown. So I do hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on Friday for the continuation for this, a little part 2, so to speak. In the part 2, we're going to be talking a little bit more about Ponytown's Twitter and the lack of communication between Twitter and the community and everything like that. So if you're interested, then I will see you on Friday for that video. And I do hope that you will like, subscribe, and share to this channel here, because if you do, not only do you get access to wonderful content such as this, but you get to become wonderful yourself. And I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.